Good evening everyone. Now we are going to start our next lecture. In our last lecture we discussed about string, list and tuple, and now we are going to discuss about one of the important data type of Python, that is about dictionary. Dictionary is a mutable data type and it is another container data type that can store Python objects of different type altogether. Mutable means modifiable. It means individual elements of the dictionary can be modified, and dictionary can contain a number of elements or objects of different type. Dictionary basically enclosed in curly braces, and the elements of the dictionary are in the form of pairs. These are also known as items. Every pair have a key and a corresponding value. It means we can use the concept of key to a value here in dictionary. Python dictionary are also known as associative arrays or hash tables. Here in our example you can see we have created a dictionary. Name of the dictionary is DICT. There are 3 items available, first, second and third. The key and value pair are separated by a special symbol that is known as colon sign. It is key part and next part is value part, and no two keys will be there which are exactly same in the dictionary that we are creating in Python. So now I think you got what we mean by dictionary. Dictionary is a mutable data type available in Python like list, but it is an unordered collection of elements. Elements are also known as items or pairs, and these pairs consist of two values. One is known as key, one is known as value. These two are separated by colon sign, and two items are separated with the help of comma operator, and entire your dictionary will be enclosed in curly braces. Now let us have some more information about the keys that we use in dictionary. Every key is separated from its value by a special symbol, that is colon sign, that I have already told you that key and its corresponding values are separated by a special symbol that is known as colon sign, and the items are separated by comma, and whole your dictionary will be enclosed in curly braces. We can also create an empty dictionary in Python by starting and closing the curly braces and nothing in between the curly braces, then it represents empty dictionary in Python. All keys are unique within the dictionary. It means all the keys that we'll use in our dictionary must be unique or different. No two keys will be there in a dictionary which are exactly same, but the values corresponding to the keys can be same. And one of the important concept of the keys is that keys will always be of immutable data type available in Python like string, number and tuple. It means we will never create a key which is of type list or which is of type dictionary, because if the key can be modified then there is no use of the dictionary. So the value corresponding to the key can be modified, but the key itself cannot be modified, or it must be of immutable data type available in Python. So let us understand the concept of dictionary with the help of some examples and their corresponding outputs available at the right hand side. Very first we have created a dictionary. Name of the dictionary is digits strings, and there are total 3 items available, 1, 2 and 3. These are the keys, and only 1, 2 and 3, these 3 strings are corresponding values. Very first statement that we have written is print digit strings. It will print you the entire dictionary. We have created the dictionary with 3 elements. We are getting these 3 elements as output. It is not mandatory that all the dictionaries will be represented in the same order as we have specified at the time of declaration, because the dictionary that we use in Python is an unordered collection of elements. Next we have written digit strings index 4, or sorry you can say key is 4 instead of the index here, and we want to save the value 4, and thereafter we are again printing, and thereafter what we are doing, we are again printing digit strings. So we are getting our dictionary with 4 elements now, or 4 items now. Then we have written del statement to delete a particular element, del digit string with key value 1. So we will get the dictionary with key value 2, 3 and 4 as the output when we will again use the print statement. Thereafter we have used one more example, digits strings. Thereafter in key we are using 5 and its value is 5, that is an integer value. When you will write this statement and you will print the dictionary, then you will get the dictionary with 4 elements, that now 5 is a key available and corresponding 5 is the value that is associated with this key, and 5 is a string, that's why we are able to use it, because all the keys that we will use in a dictionary must be of immutable type only. Thereafter what we have written digit strings 1.2 is equal to 1.2. When you will again print your dictionary, then you will get your dictionary with 5 number of elements. This element will now be part of your dictionary. So what was actually happening, we have certain elements in the dictionary, we were printing the entire dictionary, thereafter we have added some more values. But one thing you must always remember, if you are trying to modify or giving some value for a key which is actually already available in the dictionary, then what will happen, its value will be overwritten. Means if there is some key that is already available and you are assigning some new value with the help of assignment operator, then that new value will be used in the dictionary in future. So now there are something or some concept that you will always remember when you will create your dictionary and you are using some keys there. Keys must be unique. For a key there will be a single value. We will use keys of immutable type only. Like for all these examples we can use keys. Now how to access individual values in dictionary. To access individual values in the dictionary, that we have already discussed in our last example, we have used the concept of square brackets, and in square brackets we have written the key. Now let us see with the help of some example. We are creating a dictionary, name of the dictionary is DICT, thereafter it is having certain names, or you can say certain elements or items. These items consist of keys and values which are separated by colon sign, and these together are separated by comma operator in a dictionary. We have written the statement print DICT, that is the name of the dictionary. In brackets we have passed name, or you can directly write DICT name. When you will write this statement, then you will get result as Zara, because Zara is the value corresponding to the name key available in the dictionary. If you are writing print DICT age, you want to print the age, then first part is string, it is getting same on the screen. DICT age is having value 7, so 7 is value is being printed here. So what is the concept here, that if you want to print value of a corresponding key available in the dictionary, then what will happen, it will show you the corresponding value if the element or item is available in the dictionary. Now updating a dictionary. Updating a dictionary means you can either add some key value pair in your dictionary, or you can modify the value of a key that is already existing in your dictionary. So let us discuss this concept with the help of some example that is written here. We have created the same dictionary DICT with some items which consist of keys and values separated by colon sign. Thereafter what we have written here, you can see we have written in the second statement DICT age is equal to 8. Age is a key that is already available in the dictionary, so what will happen, this 7 value will be overwritten by 8. Next statement we have written DICT school is equal to DPS school. So school is not a key available in the dictionary right now. So what will happen? A new key value pair will be added in your dictionary with key value is school and the value of the key is DPS school. When then we are using two print statement. First is DICT age, means we want to print the value of the age key that is available in the dictionary, and thereafter we are printing the value of the school key available in the dictionary. So we are getting age as 8 and school, its value is DPS school. As age is modified or updated with value 8 by the statement that we have written in the second line, and we are getting this DPS school because school was not an existing key available in the dictionary, so it is added in the dictionary and corresponding value is shown to the user when the print statement is executed. So now after updating we come to delete operation that we want to perform on the dictionary. We can delete all the elements or all the items which are available in the dictionary, or we can delete a specific key value pair which is available in the dictionary. Suppose we are having the same dictionary here and we have written the statement del name of the dictionary, and in square bracket we have written the name of the or the key of the item for which we want to delete the entry. So what will happen? This particular item will be deleted from the dictionary. You can also use clear function. If you are using clear function with name of the dictionary, then it will remove all the entries in the dictionary, or you can use del DICT. It will also remove all the elements in the dictionary, because here we are not specifying any key, so it will delete all the elements or all the items which are available in the dictionary. So now here is one question for you. You are requested to stop the video and predict the output of this code, and then I will show you the result of this code. What we have done here, we have created a dictionary. This dictionary is having three items available. These elements or items consist of their keys and value. Very first we are using print statement with name of the dictionary. So for the very first time what will happen, we will get the entire dictionary that consists of all these elements. They can be in the same order or in different order. Thereafter what we have used clear function. Clear function basically clears the dictionary or removes all the elements or items available in the dictionary. Now we are using again print dictionary, print DICT numbers, that is the name of the dictionary. So what will happen? We will happen empty dictionary in this case, because all the elements are cleared by this function. So we will get empty dictionary. Thereafter we have used del DICT numbers and we are printing that. In that case we will get the error, because this dictionary is already deleted by this del statement that we have written. So we will get error in this case that there is no dictionary available with this name. So let us check what is the output of this code. So here is the output of the code that we have written. Very first time we are getting all the elements of the dictionary, then we are getting empty dictionary. When we are using the print name of the dictionary third time, then we are getting name error that name DICT numbers is not defined, because this dictionary is already deleted by del statement that we have written in our code. Now there was some restriction about the dictionary keys that we are using in a dictionary in Python. Is there any property or restriction on values also? Let us discuss this. Dictionary values do not have any restriction. They can be of any Python data type, user defined or standard object. However, same is not true for the keys. It means the concept that we are describing here are just for values. These concepts are not same for the keys, because keys will always be of immutable type available in Python. So we cannot create a key of type list, because list is a mutable type available in Python. Now before proceeding further, we are having one more example for you. We are creating a dictionary. It is having a key name, its value is Zara, age value is 7, name value is money. It means there are two keys available with same name, or two same keys are available in this case. What will happen when we will print the value for the key which is available two times in our declaration? When you will write this statement, then you will get name as money, because value is overwritten by the second part or second definition that is available in the dictionary. So we have lost the first value, that was Zara in this case. So there is a code for you. You are supposed to stop the video again, do this question, and then we will see the output of this question. I think so you have done the question that was given to you. Let us discuss the same question now. We have created a dictionary. DIC2 is equal to DICT1. It means we are creating a copy of the dictionary. When you will print DICT2, then it will print you the entire dictionary with two items available. Thereafter we have written one statement here, that is DICT2. There is corresponding a key, name of the key is key2, and we are assigning value as y. And when you will print DICT1, then you will get key2 updated value y, because when you are creating a copy of the dictionary, then they both are pointing to the same memory location. So if you are changing in one, so second part will also be changed. So now after this one more example, we will discuss about some predefined functions that we can use with dictionary. We have created a dictionary here with three elements. When you will print this dictionary, then it will print you all three elements which are enclosed in curly braces. Thereafter, when you will write print purse of candy, then at candy key we are having value 3, we are getting 3. We can also use them as an expression. We have written purse of candy is equal to purse of candy plus 2. Purse of candy key have value 3, 3 plus 2 is 5. So in the dictionary what will happen, the candy key will now have value 5. Now we are going to discuss about the functions available that are applicable on the dictionary data type available in Python. Very first we are going to discuss about len function. Len function basically returns you the number of items available in the dictionary. Here in our example you can see we have created a dictionary and there are total 5 number of items here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These items are separated by comma operator, and these items consist of two parts, keys and values, and these are separated by colon sign. And when you will write len of MLB underscore team, then you are getting result as 5, because total 5 number of items are there in the dictionary. Our next function is clear function. This function basically clears a dictionary. There is one thing that I want to tell you. Clear function just remove all the items available in the dictionary, but dictionary is still available in the memory. The dictionary is not deleted, but the elements of the or items of the dictionary are deleted. So here you can understand the concept with the help of our example. We have created a dictionary, name of the dictionary is D, it is having certain keys and corresponding values. When you will write D, then you will get entire dictionary available with you. We have written D dot clear. It means all the elements or all the items are removed from the dictionary, but when you will write D again, then you will get empty dictionary on the screen. The next function that we can use with dictionary is get function. This get function accepts two arguments. From these two, the second argument is a default argument. The default argument value is none, and if you want to assign some other value instead of none, then you can also do that. Get function is basically returns the value of a key if it exists in the dictionary. It means we will write name of the dictionary dot name of the function is get. In simple parentheses we will write name of the key for which we want to obtain the value. If that particular key is available in the dictionary, then we will get the result on the screen, otherwise it will print us none. If instead of none you want something else, then you can also write that when you are giving the instruction, so that corresponding message will be displayed to you if the element is not available in the dictionary. Now we will understand the working of get function with the help of an example available. We have created the same dictionary. If we have written print statement, in print we have written d dot get b. B is a key that is available in the dictionary. Its value is 20. So when you will write this statement, 20 will be printed to you on the screen. Thereafter we have written print statement again with get having the parameter value of the key is z. Z is not a key that is available in this dictionary, so you will get none in this case. If you don't want none and instead of that you need something else, then you can also specify that instruction when you are giving your or calling your get function available in Python. Next and important function is items function. Item function will returns you a list of key value pairs in a dictionary. It means when you will write items function or you use item function with the name of the dictionary, then it will return you a list of tuples containing key value pairs in the dictionary that we are using. It means we will get a list. In list there will be certain tuples. These tuples will have two parts which are separated by comma sign, and they will contain key and corresponding value. So here in our example you can understand the working of item function available that we are using with dictionary. We have created a dictionary. When you will write the name of the dictionary, then you are getting the entire dictionary on the screen. Thereafter we have written d dot items, and before that we are using list. It means we will get a list of items which are enclosed in parentheses, because tuple is represented is parentheses. These parentheses or these tuple consist of two parts which are separated by comma operator. First part is key, second part is value. Now we are using one more example here. We have written list of d dot items. List of d dot items means this complete list we are getting. Thereafter we have written 1 0. This 1 0 what it will do, for with the help of 1 we will go to the value stored at index 1 in the dictionary. Then 0 means first part, so we will get result as b. When you will write d dot items 1 comma 1, then you will get 20, the value of the b on the screen with the help of this statement. Now next is about keys function. Keys function will returns you a list of keys available in the dictionary. With the help of items function you are getting a list which consists of certain tuples. Tuple consists of two parts separated by comma operator consisting of keys and values. Now with the help of keys function available, you will get a list of keys available in the dictionary only. We are having a dictionary, we are printing the dictionary. Thereafter we have written list of d dot keys, then we will get a list of all the keys available in the dictionary. Next is about values function. Values function will returns us a list of values in the dictionary. We are using the same example. We have created the dictionary, we are printing the dictionary. Thereafter we have written list of d dot values. If you directly write d dot values, then in that case also you will get a list of all the values available in the dictionary. Our next function is pop function. Pop function also need two arguments. From these two, our second argument or second parameter is a default argument. and for the very first argument or parameter we need to pass a valid key available in the dictionary. If that particular key is available in the dictionary, then its value will be displayed to the user. It means if key is present, d dot pop of key means dictionary name dot pop, and you are specifying the key, then this key will be removed and its corresponding value will be shown to the user. Now let us see. We are creating a dictionary. It is having 3 elements or 3 items. We have written d dot pop b. For key b we are having value as 20. We are getting it on the screen. When you will again print your dictionary, then this value is actually removed from the dictionary. It means pop function removes an item from the dictionary if its corresponding key is available in your original dictionary. Otherwise nothing will take place or your list will remain as it is, because such key is not available, so it will not be deleted as it is not available. Now what will happen if a key is not available and you are using the pop function? I told you that nothing will happen to the actual list because the element is not available. But when you will write this statement, then what will happen? It will return or it will raise an exception to you. That you can understand with this example. We have created a dictionary. We are going to use pop function with name of the key as z. Z is not a key available. In that case we are getting an error, that is z. It means z is a key that is not available in the dictionary. So by default its argument is raising the error, and if you want to change that, then you can also do by writing the instruction in your program. Now our second last function for you, that is pop item function. What this pop item function will do, it will remove a key value pair from a dictionary, and that particular key value pair will be shown to you in the form of a tuple. We have created the dictionary with 3 elements. We are using d dot pop item. We don't need any argument here or parameter here. It is deleting a key value pair when you are, that is C and 30. When you are again printing d, then this will not be part of your dictionary. Thereafter we are using pop item function again, and when you will print your dictionary now, then you will just get a single key value pair available in the dictionary, because 2 are already removed with the help of the pop item function available in our instruction. Now our next and last function is about update function. Update function, what basically does, merge a dictionary with another dictionary, or we can also use with an iterable key value pair. What it basically does, if key is not present, then key value pair from object is added to the dictionary. It means if the particular key that you have specified here is not available in the dictionary, then corresponding key will be added. If key is already present in the dictionary that is passed by you, then it will be updated by its updated or legal value. Let us understand this concept with the help of certain example. What update function basically does, update function needs 2 dictionaries, first dictionary and second dictionary. If something is common in first and second dictionary, then the value of the dictionary that is passed as a parameter will be used in the dictionary which is calling the function. Otherwise that particular key value pair will be added to the dictionary simply. Let us understand this with help of one example, and then thus this concept will be more clear to you. So you can see here we have created 2 dictionary, D1 and D2. D1 have 3 keys and corresponding values. Keys are A, B, C, and D2 have 2 keys and value pairs. These are B and D. It means B is available in first and in second both. we have called update function with d1 and we are passing d2 as parameter here. So when we will print d1 again, then what we'll do, a is available at a single time, so its value will remain same. B is available 2 times with value 20 and with value 200 in d2. So value that is available in d2 will be used here. We will use B and corresponding value is 200. Thereafter C available single time, its value is 30. Thereafter D, it is also available a single time in d2. It will be added or appended to the dictionary d1 with value 400. So that is about dictionary, all the functions and operations that we can use with dictionary. If you have still any doubt, then you can ask me for that. And in our next lecture we will discuss about sorting, what we mean by sorting. Then we will discuss about bubble sort and insertion sort, that is, these are two sorting algorithms or techniques which are there in our syllabus, and thereafter your chapter number 2 will be completed. Thank you.